Hey everybody, this is Aaron, and I'm going to do a bit of a ramble video this time. I'm not really sure if it has a solid point, but what I want to say is basically what's on my mind right now. So I wrote a couple of things down. So fuck it, it's almost Christmas, and I have a few things to get off my chest, so here we go. Yeah, I get nervous every time I release a video like this. I honestly do. I know that sometimes what I say might be taken the wrong way or be an opinion that is hated by everyone, even though, let's face it, most of my content is basically just sarcastic dick jokes and angry rants. But when I actually do put myself out there and tell you guys how I really feel, it freaks me out, man. You never know when you might say something that will piss off someone else or be used to smear you in some way. You never know what you might accidentally do to turn everyone against you. It's funny because when I think about YouTube from the perspective of the viewer, it seems like the person that I'm watching has control over just tons of people. But when you actually sit down and create the content, you start to realize very quickly that the audience, the masses as it were, they're really the ones that are in control. It's like being on a small boat in the middle of the ocean at the mercy of every wave, to put it like a pretentious cunt. Everyone likes to talk about how YouTube is a meritocracy, how if your content is good enough, you'll be successful. But that's pretty much the epitome of false. The truth is that YouTube is just like life. Shocking, I know. No matter how good your content is, or no matter how talented or smart or beautiful or whatever you might be in real life, if you're not giving people what they want, you're not going to be successful. So what is it that people want? If it's so easy, then why in the fuck doesn't everybody do it? Well, one thing they want is to be told that what they think is correct. People love to have their biases reaffirmed to them over and over so they never have to step out into the cold, harsh reality of real fucking life. Why do you think it is that everyone attacks each other based on race or sex or political positions or even fucking Facebook posts? We act like animals, attacking each other based on petty differences, throwing rocks at the other monkeys to protect our tribe. But the tribe is all just a sham. It's not even fucking real. You try to fit yourself into this little box with all the other monkeys, but none of them are the same as you. And you constantly feel like you're being forced to pick an arbitrary side and fight each other, while all of the important issues just tend to be overlooked. And you know what? I know that I'm just as guilty for that as fucking anyone. It's really telling of our priorities and our values as a species when we give more weight to issues of complete and utter unimportance, like fucking responses to BuzzFeed questions, than actually addressing important things like mass shootings that happen every single day, or the 25% of the population that just happens to be in prison for non-violent fucking offenses, or that wages have been stagnant since the 80s. It's more important to us to be angry at some guy who has fucking nothing than to fix the fact that we have nothing too. While we've been looking the other way, multinational corporations, Wall Street executives, and fucking religious fundamentalists have been able to buy our politicians and rig an already corrupt system so badly that even who you vote for president is often handpicked for you by those same elites. It's basically a pageant show of who could raise the most money, or really, suck the most flaccid, wrinkled, money-scented billionaire penises. These puppet politicians and media organizations are anointed with millions of dollars in a golden shower-like fashion, and they're expected to be honest actors? We expect them not to be corrupted and do the bidding of their fucking donors? It's a joke system, folks. It's all just a long con. Legal bribery of the people who run the most powerful nation on the fucking planet. And now, the most important vote that you have is Coke or fucking Pepsi, paper or fucking plastic. You think this is new? Fuck no! George Carlin was talking about this shit 30 fucking years ago. By deceiving the people and making them fight each other, the owners continue to turn record profits. It's not merely complacency. This is tantamount to a numbing of the senses as a parasite works to leech the life out of its host. The system is a cancer, ready to be lanced and discarded. They use tricky language and shady tactics to convince the people to go against their best interests, like gutting welfare or reducing minimum wage in the name of entitlement reform or bipartisan negotiations, as if any side was actually fighting for the people. while the top 0.1% control 90% of the wealth. 62 people have as much money as half the world population. And you want to tell me that buzzwords like cultural Marxism or white lash are the real boogeyman, while those rich cocksuckers laugh at how we keep fighting each other instead of them? They trick us into promoting people into positions of authority who do nothing but take. They are the rectal tapeworm of society, bleeding the working people of everything from financial independence to common human dignity. While always telling you just to vote the lesser evil, let's just ram this big red, white, and blue dick up your ass a little bit farther while we steal what is left of your laughable, pathetic American dream. Or Western dream in my case. Remember your right to security? Gone. Remember habeas corpus? Gone. Remember a time when a person working at a grocery store could afford a family, a house, a car, and still get an old age pension and paid Christmas vacation? Well, you better fucking believe that that's gone too. We bitch and moan about this silly identity politics game or this bigoted finger pointing at everyone when the real problem is that we are being led, folks. We've been fucking had. We've been took for goddamn suckers. And you want to sit there and yell at Joe because he voted for Trump thinking that he would get change. It's not his fault that somebody lied to him. The point is that at least somebody promised that they would bring change. But it's not easy to sit here and say, hey, none of you are getting it. Yes, ISIS is killing people. Yes, political correctness is getting crazy. Yes, neo-Nazis are somehow gaining a fucking comeback like bell-bottom goddamn jeans. But really, this is all just symptoms of a larger problem. It's not easy to say that because scapegoating our problems is really what we do best. And as a group who likes to brag about how #skeptical trademark they are, I don't see a whole lot of questioning going on. People seem to latch onto celebrities or politicians or even fucking YouTubers as if they were infallible gods among men, brought down to give you belly rubs and tell you that you're just a smart boy, you're a good boy, and if you give me just $1 more, I might rub your belly even harder. But sadly, if you don't rub those bellies, eventually you might actually get bitten. And unfortunately, sometimes anyone who has a loud enough voice in any community is going to fall victim to an echo chamber of their own design. Their ideas are just constantly being reaffirmed to them by their fans over and over again. And that's why whenever somebody brings up a legitimate criticism against someone else, it's met with mockery and derision. Rarely addressed honestly, never showing any admittance of any mistake or ignorance. Even though ignorance isn't a bad thing, it's just a lack of knowledge. Cognitive dissonance has become the norm, and looking things up for yourself just isn't really as fun as hearing somebody project the world through their particular lens to you. Through your lens. I know that I'm no better or smarter than anyone else here. Fuck, I probably contradicted myself 50 fucking times in this goddamn rant. But that's okay. I don't want to tell you what to think. I don't want you to just blindly agree. And I refuse to genuflect to the popular opinion. I refuse to bend the knee just to serve a narrative being pushed. Having integrity actually means that sometimes you're going to have to do or say the unpopular thing. And it seems like that kind of integrity is really lost on a lot of people. And you know what? A lot of people are going to tell you that whatever their particular pet subject is, that it's the most important thing in the goddamn world. And they want us to believe that them saying that has absolutely nothing to do with the money that they make or the influence they gain by promoting those subjects. But they're no different from the rest. Just a bunch of opportunistic snake oil salesmen offering you that one easy fucking solution to all your problems. But the bottle is empty. It turns out that sometimes solutions are complicated and sometimes solutions take real work. It's so easy to sit there and mock people who are desperate for change. It's easy to kick somebody when they're down, like the nearly 40% of Americans who are poor or in poverty. It's so easy to ridicule people who are uneducated and just happen to put all of their faith into a fucking sham. And if you do, there will be no shortage of people ready to push them down along with you. But you shouldn't blame the people for believing in something. You have to blame the liars and the cheaters who convinced them of it. As the old saying goes, if you think that somebody lower on the economic chain than you is the problem, you're probably being manipulated by somebody higher than you on that chain. This is why I'm constantly stressing that we need to come together and change the fucking system. Like Obama, again, wisely said before he rolled us over and lubed up our metaphorical asses for a second time, these problems are not red problems or blue problems. They're human problems. And we need to work together to change them. The truth is that you're not going to find change in some rat fuck politician. We've seen that with Obama, and we'll likely see it again with Trump. Fuck the politicians. They're not going to bring you change. They're not going to bring you shit. And you definitely won't see change from some jackass online telling you to hate people that are in the exact same goddamn position as you. I mean, you know what? Fuck what I even say. Don't believe me. I don't know shit. I'm not perfect. Half the shit I'm talking about, I never even fucking bring up either. Maybe I'm fucking part of the problem. Maybe I'll do this more often. Because you know what? You have to be that change. You have to make that change yourself. As crazy as it sounds, the people actually do have power. And we can work together to get that change. We just can't be misguided on who or what the real enemy is. Like I said at the start, you might not get super popular from telling people the truth. Or at least when you don't just reaffirm their biases. But at least you know that the people who do listen are there to think. Oh yeah, right, I'm sorry. I just remembered that my videos are 98% clickbait, titties, and masturbation humor. My bad. Penis. Anyway, guys, that's what I have to say. I know that this was a long, wordy rant of shit that I kind of touched on before and things that I've just, flat out said before. But you know what? I think that it's worth saying. And it's something I'm passionate about. And you know what? If I'm passionate about it, then, that probably means that there are a lot of other people out there that feel the same way. You can't just talk about it, you gotta be about it. Anyway, the next few weeks are gonna be a little bit hectic for my schedule. We got Christmas coming up and a lot of different things, so there's not gonna be any kind of rhyme or reason to when videos are coming out for a little while here. I'm not gonna try to keep anything to any kind of tight schedule right now just because of the holidays, and you know what? Fuck it. I've been putting out a video once a week, every single week for the past year, and I need a little bit. I need some time for these batteries to recharge, all right? So as far as the Darwin show goes, that is going to be on hiatus for a little while we rework a bunch of the graphics. As far as An Atheist Gets Mad, we're going to be putting out the part 2 of the interview that I had last week out in 2 weeks, I believe. To the people who care about seeing that on the Patreon, yes, I know that I don't have the full video up yet. I will get to that as soon as I have the time. Like I said, it's been a fucking hectic, crazy mess. And I might even have a very special Christmas video to release out on this channel too. So that'll be really cool. It'll be really cool. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm Aaron Sharp, and as always, keep evolving.